top of the foggy morning to you. I mean, zero visibility. Zero visibility. But I'm out here, man, trying to get it, trying to do what I got to do. Early in the morning. I heard what Kelly Carleone said, and I just wanted to touch on it. He's absolutely right for the snippet that I heard. And I hate saying it so soon after the untimely death of Takeoff. He said, if you want to go and gamble, man, go to the casino. And let me tell you something about that. When I go and get the itch to gamble, I go to the casino. I go to Vegas. Some people go to Louisiana. Some people go to Mississippi, Bossier City, whatever is near you, that's what people go to. You got them in California. You got them in a lot of places now. But anyway, but even when you're at the casino, you got to know how to move, right? Because I have won money, right, on the crap table, because that's my game of choice. And if I'm winning a substantial amount of money, I'm gonna move different. I'm gonna watch my surroundings. I'm not gonna run to the bathroom right away. I'm not gonna do any of that because I'm not trying to get hemmed up. I'm gonna move different. When I go cash out, I'm gonna move different because I ain't trusting nothing. And I think sometimes in certain situations when we've made it, and when we do have security, sometimes we get the false sense that somebody's always watching out for our best interest, or because of my status, someone's watching out for my best interest, so these things may not happen to me. And I'm not saying that's the situation, but it could very well be, because I'm sure he wouldn't just pull up to a random ghetto or hood and shoot craps. So, when cops are doing investigations and they come out and they say, hey, on this murder, it had to be personal, or it had to be someone they knew, it's because there are only certain situations in which you let your guard down. Just think about it. And that's how they can tell when they're doing an investigation. It's like certain situations where you let your guard down. So it doesn't mean, I'm not going to say it was a friend, a family member, or anybody, but it may have been a baller or somebody that he's seen before, or even a promoter or something that's brought you to the town before, somebody you felt comfortable with, because I'm sure you ain't gambling with a random Joe. So you're moving how you've already moved. You probably gamble in every city, state you go to. And just this day, old boy wasn't going for it. Or it was already a planned plot. But either way, man, condolences. Condolences to the family, because the family didn't know him as Takeoff. And it's hard to pronounce that name. I posted that name yesterday. It was a long name. Kirk. I'm not going to butcher it, but they didn't know him as that. Kind of like what Charleston White says. I mean, my musical name is not what my family would say if something happened to me. They're going to call me by my name. My whole family call me by my name. So, let's respect the family. But this is to my young guys, man. And I will shout out to Dewberry. Dewberry said some real stuff the other day. Because I listen, man. I listen and I see what's real or fake. The thing that I don't go with, and this ain't Dewberry doing it, the thing I don't go with is, saying shocking things to gain attention. But you do have to do that sometimes, right? As a matter of fact, David Chappelle talked about his teacher and teaching them how to get attention and how to capture everybody in the room. If you look at one of the Netflix documentaries when they were naming a school, when they were trying to name a school. So to that end, it makes sense. It just to some of those things that Charleston may have said, you could really incite some perverts to get out here and get busy and get active. So as it relates to rape and stuff like that. But Dewberry said, why are we listening and trying to learn from a bunch of, he said, funky ass 22, 23, 24-year-old that haven't lived life? Not about this situation, because this one hadn't happened yet, right? It's crazy. He said it a couple of days ago, or a week ago, or 10 days ago. But he's absolutely right. Rap music, when I was growing up, was more about a feel. It was really freedom of expression, because we were oppressed. And I'm not talking about necessarily super oppressed like in the 60s or the 50s. I'm saying like our generation didn't have a means to express itself, right? They had soul, they had their own music and stuff. And then when my generation came, we didn't have that. So we were forced to kind of listen to rock. Like early 80s, all of us heard rock. we heard Cameo. You know, you might hear some stuff like that, but there was no rap. And then when you start hearing rap, yeah, it was a hip hop, a hippity, you know what I mean, and all that stuff, right? Basketball and Curtis Blow. But once, people started putting their styles and mixing up thoughts, people disguised themselves in lyrics, right? They didn't confess to crimes, or they would mix it up, and then part of it a portion might be true, the rest of it's fake, so forth and so on. Or it might be something that you saw, but you weren't going out and telling the whole story. It wasn't like drill music. But he's basically saying, listen, these are kids. They haven't lived. We start talking about the cortex in the brain now, 25 developing. We didn't have that thought back then because we grew up early. We worked hard. A lot of us were latchkey kids. We came home on our own. We raised ourselves. So we grew up different, right? A lot of us grew up working at 9, 10, 11. I'm not talking about legal work because you still had those restraints, but some of us worked on summer programs, summer job. Y'all remember that? Where are the summer jobs? Where's the funding for the summer jobs, Democrats? Where's the funding for the summer jobs, Republicans? Because I don't see those things. Where is the training for these youngsters? I don't see those things. Instead, we're learning from people who haven't lived life. We're learning from people that never had a summer job. We're learning from people that never probably had a job. They did some rap music and got on. So there's lessons that they haven't learned about survival. Yeah, they looked the part, but they probably haven't played the role in many situations. Now, I listen to the ones that give out game, and the ones that give out game are the ones that are still surviving. The one that you can listen to and really peep and understand is Lil Baby. You can tell he done been through some things, saw some things, made some mistakes, because he's giving out real game, how to survive, you know what I mean? And what he don't want to do anymore. But some of them, man, they just talking, and then y'all going out drilling. I mean, if you listen to Young Boy, entertaining, but him and Mo3 and several of them, they tell me they was talking to the devil. Well, if you're talking to the devil, why I want to listen to you? I don't talk to the devil. He gonna tell you something real foul, right? We used to joke in my day. It wasn't, the little boys that would go shoot up everything. Isn't that what they was doing? Hearing voices, talking to the devil. So anyway, we got to do better, but we can't learn from kids. Where are the men? Where the 40, 42, where the 40, 41, 39, the 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50-year-old men? We need y'all, man. We need y'all to stop some of this mess because it ain't going to stop itself. Where the programs? Come up with something. Take some youth fishing. Get into agriculture. Cultivate this land out here. To Raphael Sadiq. Or maybe not Raphael Sadiq, I'm probably getting mixed up. Anyway, the comedian dude out of Houston that was in prison that also does gardening and agriculture. I mean, learn to grow your own food. Learn to fish. I mean, we're at a time in this situation where when I was alive, there was still a granddaddy. Granddaddy and them knew how to do stuff. When you playing dominoes, I like it. Some of y'all don't even know how to play dominoes. When you playing dominoes, granddaddy used to say, every time that ground crack, boy, you get your tater. And so you would learn in the course of playing dominoes, like, why wouldn't the grand crack am I getting a tater? What are we talking about here? And they would tell little stories. I think we lost all that. And you can't put that on the 22s and the 28 years olds. We got to tell those stories. We stopped telling stories, man. When rap music came, we stopped telling stories. We stopped spending time with our kids. We rather go, I know guys my age, you just want to spend time with your homeboys all the time. It's like when Snoop said, it ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. You guys kept on being like that. So maybe y'all really like men. Because I don't want no homie to have none. Nothing I got going on, I don't know what Snoop's motivation was when they used to make them songs, bros before this and all that kind of stuff. And my generation came up with that. But the truth of the matter is, man, you should, as a man, you stand alone. Yeah, you can have friends and stuff, but you stand alone. Your major priority is love God, right? Your family, and love thy neighbors thyself. So you should be helping folks. You should be doing stuff. And if you're not doing it, then that's what causes this detriment. That's what causes the situation that we're in. So again, this wasn't all about Takeoff. I just wanted to shoot the condolences, wanted to shout out to Dewberry, and then I went on a little rant about the youngsters. But I want you to think about that and think about how we can play a role in their lives. And another shout out to Dewberry for even, being a part of a coaching staff. I think Bowleg was doing the same thing, being a part of a coaching staff of a little league football team. Those things are important. But there are also other things, guys. Like I said, there's hunting, there's agriculture, there's fishing, there's business. And I'm willing to teach you that. So it's cool to hear a story. It's cool to hear tales from McCrip and hear stuff from Bill Feasy, shout those guys out. But it's also some life skills that are needing to be developed so you guys can stop putting yourselves in these situations and realize that you're if you knew that the guy that you were trying to be like only have 2 fights in his life or get knocked out every time he have a fight or used to get ran home every day, would you still follow him? You know what I mean? You probably wouldn't. But you, just because sonically, and that's the music, the sound, sonically made something good, you willing to throw your whole life away for him based on what he said. He ain't lived life, guys. He ain't lived life. But anyway, man, it's your boy Lavinny, man. Some people call me Patches the Dread. But either way, I'm out here. Be safe. Be careful. Be true to yourself, man. Love somebody. Do the right thing. I'm out.